we're gonna have a little bit of a math lesson here, if you'll be patient with me. All right, everyone should have received their third quarter tax bill, all right? And I've been getting a number of calls, a lot of people, other people in the city itself has been getting calls. All right, what folks have been doing, and this is the way they explain it to me, is they take their third quarter estimated bill and they're multiplying it by 4, and they're assuming that that's what their 2024 tax bill is. That's not correct. It doesn't work that way, and I'm going to explain to you tonight why that doesn't work that way. So I took a very simple math example, right? So if we think about the way taxes are distributed or your payments are distributed, you pay every quarter, okay? So there's 4 of them a year, yes? So the example I'm going to go over with you is all 4s, so the math is easy, okay? So, one more. Okay, so here's my example. All right, so let's say in 2023, your taxes were $4,000, all right? And let's say in 2024, your taxes were $4,400. So your taxes went up $400. Now, if we knew that right away in the beginning of the year, your tax bill would have went up $100 each quarter. You with me? Okay. But we don't know that in the beginning of the year. The budget doesn't even really get presented for initial budgets until March or so. We don't really have the final numbers, until later than that. So during the first 2 quarters of the year, we don't know what your 2024 tax bill is going to be. So in the first quarter of 2024, you only pay what was 1/4 of last year's tax bill, because we don't know what the new tax bill is going to be. So in the first quarter, you paid $1,000. So really, you paid $100 less than you should have paid, yes? Okay, second quarter comes. We still don't have the 2024 tax bill. So once again, you pay 1/4 of what you paid in the previous year, which is $1,000, right? So again, you really were $100 cheaper than what you should have paid. Now we have at least a good estimated tax for the third quarter. So in the third quarter, your tax bill comes and it's $1,200. Now, you should have been paying $1,100 each quarter, yes? But you didn't pay that in the first 2 quarters, so you have to catch up. So what happens is you're paying the $100 that you should have paid, and you're paying an extra $100 from one of the 2 quarters before. So when you take that third quarter bill, so you get your bill, here it is in my hot little hand, right? $1,200. I'm saying, Kathy, I multiply that by 4, and my tax bill's $4,800. So my taxes went up $800. That's insane, right? These are the calls that Kathy gets. Really, the taxes only went up $400 because this is the way it's computed. So you can't do that. You can't take, if you use your third quarter and you multiply it by 4, it's not going to give you an accurate tax level. Now, at this point in your life, if you really want to know what your tax bill is, you can look at your assessed value and multiply it by the tax rate. You could call the city and they'll help you. Or you could wait until your fourth quarter tax bill, which is going to be the same, right? It's going to be the $1,200 because you're making up $100 and it's the $100 you should have paid, right? So if I add up my 4 things, $1,000, $1,000, $1,200, $1,200, it comes to the $4,400, yes? So that's the way it has to work, because in the beginning of the year, we don't know what the budget is. We don't know what your tax bill is going to be. When you get your fourth quarter tax bill, on there, your annual bill will be there. It will be there in black and white that you could see what your tax bill is. And part of the reason for that is even if you look at your third quarter bill, it's going to stay on there, estimate, right? Because we don't really, Jim, did we have the counting numbers yet by then?
Not until August.
All right, so we didn't get the counting numbers yet. We had to estimate that. Was the schools finalized by then? All right, so the school was finalized, the city was finalized, the counting numbers we really didn't have in time to do this. So your fourth quarter bill could be a little bit different if our estimate for the county is off. Could be a little higher, could be a little lower, depending on what it is when we get that. Right, so please, I'm trying to help my phone calls from being flooded and help everybody understand that, every town has to do something similar because no one knows what their budget is in time for the first quarter or second quarter of the year. So this is a very common practice. And I can see why you would do it. I would go do it myself too. I would say, oh, this is my third quarter bill. I'll just multiply by 4. Oh my goodness, look what happened to my taxes, right? So please, again, word to the wise, you can figure it out yourself by looking at the tax rate times your assessed value. You can wait till fourth quarter, get the real bill, but understand that don't multiply it by 4. That's not going to give you an accurate bill. All right, now while I'm here tonight is only because I was unfamiliar with it. Now this is a state program. I want to just take a minute to talk about the New Jersey Senior Freeze. Now, the New Jersey Senior Freeze program has been around for a while, but there's eligibility requirements to it, but their income requirement was only at $99,000. Well, they increased that lower number by 50%, from $99,000 to $150,000. So many seniors who may not have fell under the $99,000 threshold could potentially now be able to avail themselves of the New Jersey senior tax freeze. Would you put that up? Okay. Now I'm going to just go over this a little bit because most people that talk to me that are seniors or that are disabled don't know about this or don't understand it. So pretty much what this does is it reimburses eligible, whether you're a senior or you're a disabled person, for the property tax increases since your base year. Now what's your base year? Your base year is the first year you're eligible for the senior freeze. So let's say, for example, right now, if you're going to file for this, after you're going to go home and think about this after I explain it to you, then right now you're filing for your 2023 senior freeze rebate, and that includes the year 2022. So if you're eligible, your 2022 taxes, whatever that number is, that's your base. And as long as you stay eligible, you should never in total pay more than that year's taxes, right? And you will pay the full amount of taxes to the city, and the state will reimburse you for the difference. That's the way it works. So you still have to pay the city the whole amount, and then the state will send you a check in July or August, I believe, for the difference. Okay, so the current filing year, as I said, is 2023. The application must be filed by October 31st of this year. That's the last time you can file. You can go online and you can file it online. You can go online and print the form and submit it in the mail. Even if you choose to file it online, there's one page that you must print out and come into the city, and the tax collector's office will fill that out for you, because they are the ones that verify, yes, these were your taxes, and yes, you paid them on time. Right? A quick rundown: to be eligible, you have to be 65 or older based on December 31st of 2022, or on Social Security disability since that time. You have to have owned and lived in your home since December 31st of 2019, and you still own and live there as of December 31st, 2023. You have to have paid your 2022 property taxes no later than June of the following year, 2023. And you have to have proof that you paid your 2023 property taxes no later than June of this year, 2024. And then your total annual gross income, I didn't write the word gross, but your gross income, combined if you're married or living with a significant other, for 2022, it's now been increased to $150,000 or less. So if your gross was $150,000 or less in 2022 and is $163,050 or less in 2023, you meet those eligibility requirements. Okay, and that's a big increase from the $99,000 it used to be in prior years. I listed the website on here for those that might want to look into this. If you just go on Google search and search for New Jersey Senior Freeze, you'll come to the same thing. I think it's important that we have this information and we share this information with others, because so many people that I've talked to about this had no idea about it, or at least had no idea that the financial requirements had been increased so significantly, so maybe it would apply to them, right? So even though this isn't a City of Hackensack thing, I'm doing my best to explain the state requirement. You can look on the website and get all the deals. You fill it in, and if for some reason you're not eligible, they will let you know, right? It's not a difficult process. It's just that you must come into the city to get the one thing verified, which is your actual taxes and that they were paid. Okay, so I hope this helped everybody and you enjoyed my simple math equation. And maybe it will help us understand. Everybody, thanks for listening.